I just did a video that was kind of stressful. It kind of hit pretty close to home, and so I just my body is kind of shaking a little bit, and so I just need to come back to center, and so I decided to pull some cards. That always helps to bring me back to center a little bit, and I'm using the Archangel Michael. When I said that, just so much emotion came up. Archangel Michael Oracle cards. So the bottom of the deck says, just in light of the video I just talked about joking, and how in school it's called bullying, and adults joke. Really, they're lying in the name of joking, and that has shaped my life. I am probably a more compassionate, empathic human being because of that atmosphere that I grew up in. But now the bottom of the deck, in light of the video that I just did, this situation is already resolved. That bullying that I experienced, all the adults in my life that lied to me, that situation is resolved. All the I guess what's coming to my mind is it surrounds protection. I was not protected as a child, and so but now I can protect myself. I'm learning how to protect myself. So, and part of protecting myself is actually setting boundaries, and so as I learn to set boundaries, that is part of how I can learn to protect myself. I'm still learning how to set boundaries, and my family don't like it. Like, I have one sister who, this was like 2 or 3 years ago when I moved here. So, like, yes, I was the baby of the family, but I'm freaking 54 years old. So this is still happening. This is still in my family dynamic, and I still have to deal with this. And so I'm still having to set boundaries with my family. But growing up, as a young child and adult, they shortened my name, and I decided that I wanted to be called by my real name, like 30 years ago, and it's got to the point where when I hear that a name from my childhood, it's actually really triggering to me, because I am not that person anymore. And so about 3 years ago when I moved, I asked my sister. She was, her and Mom were talking. Like, I was sitting right in the middle of them, and they were talking kind of over me. And, it was Rose this and Rose that and Rose this and Rose that. And I just finally said, my name is Rosetta. And my sister looked at me, and she chewed me up one side and down the other, just for asking to be called by the name my mother gave me when I was born. That just flabbergasted me that I was the problem for asking to be called by my own name. So, but that is a boundary that I set. I wanted to be called by my name because that is who I am. That is what feels right to me. That is the name that feels right to me to be called. And so that is the name. And my family are having the hardest time. And finally, it's just like, I came to the realization that if they don't want to call me by my real name, if they don't respect me enough to do what I ask, then they can't be a part of my future. That is actually a realization that I came to. And my future is about people who respect me and who value me for who I am in this moment. And if they choose not to respect me and value me, then they aren't part of my future. So, but this situation is already resolved. I'm going to shuffle the cards now. So I shuffled the cards, and Spirit was really guiding me to just look at the bottom of the deck again. So I looked at the bottom of the deck again, and first of all, it says, lean on God and the angels for support. And so the thing that comes to my mind to say is, and this is also about being in alignment, leaning on source and being in alignment with source and being in alignment with my heart and being in alignment with my God energy, my God self. But lean on God and the angels for support in clarity and in setting my boundaries so that my boundaries reflect who I am in this moment. But then the next thing that I noticed is the open arms. I'm going to get really emotional right now. So I guess the thing that I thought of, somewhere there are people who will open their arms to me and love me and respect me and honor and value who I am in this moment. But first, as within, so without. So yes, somewhere there is someone or a group of people who will open their arms to me and love me for who I am. But first, I have to be that to myself. I have to open my arms to myself and love me and respect me and value myself first. And then I can see that. And then I can see the value and respect that others have for me. So, as within, so without. Have a great rest of your day.